Welcome to the latest Slough HMO project. I did swear I'm never going to do another HMO, but here you go, guys. This was too good to miss out on. So we basically bought this property in December of 2023. The way we spotted it in the market, it was on the market alongside the property next door to it for 700,000, i.e. 350 grand each. One of the properties was sold, and that particular buyer could not compete on this one. So we got in there in a timely basis and put in a slightly lower offer of 320 grand, and this offer was accepted. We also agreed a delayed completion on this. So what we did was we did planning for a prior approval actually for a 6-meter single-story extension at the back, and planning permission for a 1-meter side extension to make it into a 6-bed, 6-ensuite HMO. And that's the start of the story, and more to follow. This particular property was in a dire state when we looked at it. There was a single tenant actually living in the property, but there was literally a small semi-functional kitchen, if you could call it that, a separate shower, which was in a horrible state, full of mold and everything, and a separate toilet upstairs. And so we saw potential. And I think you can't really get very much in Slough for 320 grand. 2-bedroom apartments in the Whole X Factory, which is a Berkeley Homes project, start off at £375,000. So we saw the value in there. I obviously got quotes from 2 different builders. One of them was about 180 grand and the other one coming at about 150 grand. So we went in with the 150 grand, as you would, but we had experience of working with these builders previously, and we knew that they would produce a good spec. So that's how we sort of made a decision. And the fact that they agreed with the delayed completion as well, which meant was we would get all the planning and the prior approvals in place on completion, so we can go from day one on the actual construction side of things. So that's the sort of things we looked at when we made a decision of whether to buy this or not. Financials. We purchased it for 320 grand. Contract value for the construction was 150 grand. That's 470 grand. Plus we had the finance. So we borrowed 260 grand from a private investor. It was a SAS loan, which is basically a pension loan on a personal guarantee, as per the SAS rules for that particular provider. We then had a bridging loan as well for the development piece, which was basically to top up the deposit on the purchase. So a bridging loan was about 270 grand. Total interest on the investor's loan as well as the bridging loan was around 50 grand, give or take. And we are hoping to get a valuation of about 640 grand, which is effectively calculated using the gross rent minus 20% operating costs, which is what most lenders use for a semi-commercial valuation. We're hoping to get about just over £5,000 a month gross rent on this one, because we're pushing the rents to about £1,000 a room for the doubles, and we've already secured one tenant for the double room at 1,000 and the single room with the ensuite at 650. So looking at the trend over there, we will definitely be making about 30 grand in the first year after the mortgage costs. No project is essentially without challenges, and that is part of the deal of being a property investor and a property developer. So on this one, we had the initial problem was the deliveries and parking. It's literally by the roundabout, and the location, although it's amazing for public transport and accessible on the motorways and what have you, massive shortage of place for skip outside. So they've had to literally fill in truckloads every day and go to the skip on a sort of daily or weekly basis. The garden was in a complete mess. So all of that had to be cleared out, and that manually, because you couldn't have anything at the back because there's land locked to the back, had to manually be brought to the front of the house, loaded up onto the trucks and delivered to the skip. So all of that obviously added to the timeline of getting stuff done. Drainage was also an issue. But I think they kind of resolved it very easily because the builders that we used were actually really good at sorting out the drainage. So yes, so traffic management, deliveries, that was the biggest challenge. timelines as well, because the builder obviously was told about doing other projects. So we had to really sit down on a weekly basis, on weekly meetings, and work out deadlines for them to complete in the following week. So have a sort of tight handle on deadlines with the builder. My own time was also a massive issue, because we had ended up taking more projects than we could handle in 2024, and therefore that was a strain on my own time, and trying to keeping to the timelines for this project that I had to work, because obviously my bit was actually choosing the kitchen, choosing the bathrooms, choosing all the second fix. So I had to be, working obviously late hours and whatever. So time management was another big issue. Another big issue with this particular site was there's absolutely no parking whatsoever. So we had to specify that on all our advertisements and marketing to say, if you have a car, then this property is not suitable for you. However, further down the road, we do have an area where you can get resident permit parking. But to be fair, it's quite a short road and a lot more cars. So just got to be honest and upfront with the tenants, and there's no point in wasting your time and their time. So that's what we've done. But I think the location is absolutely incredible on this one. It's a 5-minute walk into Slough station, which is on the Crossrail, and it takes you 50 minutes into Canary Wharf, Bourne Street, and all these other stations. The Slough bus station is another couple of minutes away, so about 7 to 10 minutes walk. Right across the property is a large Sainsbury. There's another massive Tesco superstore. The Slough High Street is literally, again, 5 to 7 minute walk from here, if that. Junction 5 and Junction 6 of the M4 are literally less than 5-minute drive from here. So I think location-wise, we've done incredibly well. Rental demand is kind of going crazy around Slough. Would you believe it, guys? But as I mentioned to you, maybe in previous videos, we're getting £1,000 for the double rooms with the en-suites. We have taken massive pains to make sure that the specification for the bathrooms, the rooms are all really, really good. So if you look behind me, we've got fitted wardrobes here with lots and lots of space and full-length mirrors around here. We've also got little mini kitchenette, dry kitchens for lots and lots of storage for their dry food and everything. So we've taken a lot of pains to actually produce whatever they need in the room itself. Because what we've realized as well over a period of time, where tenants end up spending a lot more time in their rooms than they do in communal rooms. So in previous HMOs where we've provided large communal areas, don't really get used as much or not at all actually. So we've provided them more amenities in the room than outside the room. Here you've still got space, so if the tenant wants a desk and a chair, we're happy to provide that as well. But we just didn't want to clutter the room, so we've got that as an option for them to let us know if they want one. And in terms of the specification for beds, we've gone for ottomans. For those of you who don't know what that means, it lifts up all the way and you have the base of the floor there to store all your small and large suitcases where you can put all your unwanted luggage in. The loft, obviously, because we haven't developed the loft, is been boarded up for extra storage for the tenants if they would like that as well. Fire regulations are very, very strict on HMOs. And in order for you to pass your HMO licensing, you will have to make sure you've done all of them correctly. So we've got the fire door FD30s, which is a 30-minute stopping for the fires in and out of the room. So that's all your doors for all the bedrooms, kitchens, and all everywhere, even the bathrooms. You have the thumb turn here as well, which is again another mandatory requirement for all HMOs. You have the fire intermittent strips, which stops the smoke going in and out of the room. And then you have the lovely feature walls, which we've gone with 3 different shades for this HMO. We've gone with the aubergine purple, the emerald green, and the teal blue. And this kind of acts as a lovely sort of background for where the beds are. It comes out really well in photographs, and it just gives a much chicer look to the room and more luxury finish. The rest of the house is painted white. So that brings in a lot of light in for on days like that when there's not much sun out there. chrome radiators for obviously getting them to dry their towels and other clothes. The luxury finish of the whole tile. So you can see we've gone with the floor to ceiling tiles, and the grouting is almost invisible. So it looks like with one big large tile. We've also tanked all the bathrooms and the showers. So underneath the flooring and the tiling, there is a sheet which basically stops the water leaking. And on top of that, we've got the tiles, and the silicone obviously has been done very carefully as well. Basically, we're making this as waterproof as possible, because that's one of the biggest issues further down the line once the HMO is 4, 5, 10 years old. And that's one thing that we found in a lot of our HMOs, where bathrooms start leaking and all of that. So that's a great finishing on the tiling side of things. Lovely wall-hung vanity units for storage. You've got the lovely drawers, and you've got the lovely mirror cabinets as well. So lots and lots of storage in the bathrooms, and lovely light as well to go with it. Shower cubicles are massive in size. So for the size of the house, every shower cubicle is at least a meter, if not more, in sort of width. And the depth is anything between 800 to 900 mil. So really lovely large shower cubicles with a handheld shower and an overhead rain shower as well. The bathroom specifications are exactly the same for all 6 en-suites. Electric wise, we went for standard sockets, really, the white ones, because we were trying to budget where possible. And because we're not trying to sell this one, we're not going for the extra posh chrome or USB sockets. That's the data socket for TV, Wi-Fi, all that sort of stuff. The lighting in each room is on a different circuit, actually, which is different from what we've done previously. So you've got the LED lights, the spotlights, the warm lights, which are on one circuit. And then you've got the warm light from the bulb in the middle of the room, the pendant, on a different circuit. So that's quite unique. And I think that's appreciated by most people, because if they want to do a bit of reading in the evening, they might have the warm light on and the white light for the rest of the time. All the windows of the property had to be replaced, including the front door, the new side door, and the new extension. And all bathrooms now have windows, which is great for stopping condensation and mold in the properties long term. And the tenants have no excuse for not opening up the bathroom windows. But the windows are great because not only do they let a lot of light in, great little, visually also very nice cosmetically, but more importantly, noise cancelling. So although we are on A4 Bath Road in Slough, which is a very busy road, there's barely any noise you can hear. And we're right here in front of you making this, producing this content. So there isn't much noise at all. So great from that point of view. Although initially when I bought the property, I was a bit hesitant and was a bit worried about the level of noise that's going to be in the property. I'm really proud of this lovely utility area that we've managed to create as well, in addition to the kitchen. So all the washing facilities are out of the way from the kitchen. Kitchen is quite compact, so this is very important. You have an additional area in the house. They can also use, obviously, this area for washing dishes. Lots of storage as well. And the plan is for those tenants who don't have the additional dry kitchens in their bedrooms because of space constraints, then you've got loads of storage here. And those 3 tenants will get this extra cupboard space in addition to the kitchen shelves that they're going to get. You can see here this lovely composite chipboard laminate worktop. It looks quite nice, but obviously we've had to make sure it's a budget one, because again, here we're trying to manage money and manage how it all works together. And at 150 grand, we had to make decisions on specific areas of the house where we could save money. So this is what we've used on this worktop, but you can see this beautiful cashmere color MDF to complement the kitchen. The fridge freezers, we've got 2 fridge freezers in the house. That's the minimum requirement for all HMOs, for 6-room HMOs. Additionally, we needed the second sink also for compliance point of view, because you need minimum 2 sinks for all 6-bed HMOs. Obviously, because this is an all-inclusive HMO, we had to make sure how we're going to manage the bills, electrics and all of that. So both the hallways, the ground and the first floor, are all on PIR lighting, which is basically, you've got the sensors here. When someone comes in, it stays on for X number of seconds and then it switches off itself, which is, I think, great to manage the electricity consumption. You've got the smoke alarms in both the hallways, up and down as well. Again, a mandatory requirement for all HMOs. The kitchen is compact but very pleasing to the eye. The cashmere color is lovely pastel shade and it's actually been made by our own joiner. So it's basically a custom-made kitchen and it's half the price of that what you would find on the high street, basically, without mentioning too many names. But here you can see, in terms of the HMO regulations, we've gone with double oven, 8-ring cooker, but I do believe for 6 tenants you need 6-ring cooker, but we've gone with a little bit extra. Double extractor. We could have had the option of doing one large one, but we've gone with a double extractor. Reasonable amount of storage space, but obviously that's been complemented by the storage space in the utility area. What I really like about this kitchen is the carcass. It's a lovely sort of pine color carcass, which gives a much better luxury feel to it rather than the sort of the white one. And it just feels like better quality as well. But basically it's an MDF kitchen. And this is obviously the main sink in the kitchen, complemented by the sink in the utility area. And here we're going to be providing all the amenities that we should. So you've got the basic kettle, toaster, bread bin, cutlery, fridge freezer as well, a single one, additionally complemented by the one in the utility area. Yeah, so guys, I don't know, hope you liked it. I do really like this kitchen and I love the color and the lovely little touch of black handles to go with it. Thank you for watching and hope you enjoyed the Slough HMO story. More importantly, I think HMOs is still a great strategy in 2024. Yes, there's a lot of compliance coming in. Yes, there's property prices are possibly going up even slightly. But if you can manage to find the money or either have the money yourself, I think this strategy is a great starting strategy as an investor. We know that buy-to-let effectively is dead because the yields are very low or negligent. But HMOs is still a massively great strategy for cash flowing, especially if you end up buying at the right price. Keep a tight control on the costs and the timeline, and you can rent them out to good working professionals at a good rent. And the key thing, guys, here is the higher you go in terms of the specification, the better rents and the better quality of tenants you're going to get. And we still have lots of lenders out there doing commercial valuations. So you end up buying at bricks and mortar valuation, keeping a good control on costs, but then getting a commercial valuation at the end, which is based on mainly rental yield, but also probably a combination of rental yield and bricks and mortar. So guys, hope you found that useful. Do like, share and follow us for more property content, and do have a look at our website, shopperpropertygroup.com, or have a look at teamtitans.co.uk for our property events that are ongoing in 2024 and beyond. Thank you.